and racing, heading towards the first fence. Midnight Haze is the first to show it in front in the nosebound from Carrick Boy. On the outside is Regal Heights, then Roi de Rose in black and yellow colours as they clear the first. Pocket Aces towards the inside, then from Chance de Roy, out wide in a green jacket only vintage with Victoria's Groom. Further back Theatre Dance and Buck the Legend. Then Dr. Pat Peplum with Resta Zendar-Moore towards the rear along with the Rainbow Hunter, and Smack That is just about last into their first turn. Midnight Haze at quite a good pace here as they head towards the next plain fence. Midnight Haze and Nick Schofield by a couple of lengths to Regal Heights. Then out wide Victoria's Groom. The Rainbow Hunter was very slow back towards the rear of the field, in fact drops to last after that slow jump as they gallop on towards the next. Victoria's Groom in third at the moment on the outside of Roi de Rose, and then up the inside is Carrick Boy. So approaching the next plain fence, and Midnight Haze comes in to take it, takes it well. The others are all safely over. Smack That this time the last to land as they head now into the back straight. Midnight Haze, Regal Heights, Victoria's Groom. Then in fourth is Roi de Rose, followed by Carrick Boy. 3 or 4 lengths away, Only Vintage. So they clear the first of the plain fences down the back. Carrick Boy was pretty deliberate there. After Only Vintage is Pocket Aces and Theatre Dance from the Rainbow Hunter and Peplum and Chance de Roy and Dr. Pat. They're pretty well strung out. Resta Zendar-Moore is third last, second last Smack That, and Buck the Legend has now dropped to the tail as the leaders sail over the open ditch, and still going at a right good pace here, with Regal Heights probably just taking over now from Midnight Haze, with Victoria's Groom to the outside. Roi de Rose is a clear fourth in the black and yellow jacket, followed by Only Vintage and Carrick Boy in white sleeves, the green and yellow quarter jacket of Trevor Hemmings as they run towards this next turn. And Regal Heights on the inside of Victoria's Groom. And these two have pulled 3 lengths clear of the early front runner Midnight Haze as they return towards their starting point. Roi de Rose is back in fourth place, jumping the first in the home straight. Then Only Vintage, who gave it plenty of air. They're all safely over, with up the inside making some ground now the Rainbow Hunter after that very slow early jump. Carrick Boy is 6th or 7th as they clear the next. Regal Heights and Midnight Haze back up the inside. Victoria's Groom is third. Then Roi de Rose in fourth place. They're clear of Carrick Boy, the Rainbow Hunter, Only Vintage. Resta Zendar-Moore has made some progress and travelling well, travelling quite strongly in fact. Then Theatre Dance, Peplum, Dr. Pat and Pocket Aces. Chance de Roy the inside, Buck the Legend. And the one that's tailing off and going to be pulled up by the look of things is Smack That. Round the next right-hander, next plain fence coming up, and Regal Heights leads them to it. Victoria's Groom and Midnight Haze second and third. Roi de Rose over in fourth place then, followed by Carrick Boy and the Rainbow Hunter and Only Vintage. Resta Zendar-Moore follows these in the light blue jacket from Pocket Aces. McCoy hard at work on Dr. Pat. Then Chance de Roy from Theatre Dance and Peplum, and Buck the Legend at the tail of the field, and Smack That has indeed been pulled up. Over the next plain fence, Regal Heights the first to rise, once again all safely over. Regal Heights going to turn into the back straight with about a length and a half advantage over Midnight Haze towards the inside of Victoria's Groom. The white-faced Roi de Rose has always been in about fourth place. Then Carrick Boy, the Rainbow Hunter. After these Chance de Roy, Carrick Boy just pulled to the outside there, going to get a clearer view now, the white sleeves, as they go towards the next. This is 4 out they're coming to. Regal Heights first over. Roi de Rose going up to dispute second, with Only Vintage on the outside as they jump the final open ditch. This is 3 out. Regal Heights landed in front there. Only Vintage in second. Roi de Rose now pushed along in third. Chance de Roy tries to stay on from Midnight Haze. Then the Rainbow Hunter and Carrick Boy. Victoria's Groom is on the retreat as they run right-handed then back towards home. And on the inside, Regal Heights of Only Vintage. Regal Heights and Only Vintage. Regal Heights on the inside, the green jacket, that is Only Vintage. Richard Johnson, who's looking for a 3-timer this afternoon. As they swing the final turn, they've pressed on, they've kicked away from the others, who are headed now by Chance de Roy, Roi de Rose, and then the Rainbow Hunter. Here's the second last, Regal Heights, Only Vintage on the outside. Only Vintage taking a pretty big claim here. Regal Heights coming under pressure as they race towards towards the final fence. Chance to Roi still staying on in third from the Rainbow Hunter, but heading towards the final fence. It's Only Vintage and safely over. Richard Johnson again here. Only Vintage drawing right away from Regal Heights. It looked a competitive handicap chase this, but Only Vintage has come home a really clear winner here, and it's a treble for Richard Johnson. In second place, Regal Heights, then Chance to Roi in third, just holding on from the Rainbow Hunter.